Good morning, everybody. I'm at work today. No, it's a little strands hanging out of my hair. But today I was going to talk about, and I don't know, I thought I already done a review. My mind is gone today. About Frankenstein. It's the Guillermo del Toro version. And I don't know, like lately I've been doing reviews more frequently, and that's why I thought I had already done this review. And so I did not. Now realizing that, because I'm seeing Mike from we watched a movie. He did his, and that got me to thinking, like, oh fuck, I didn't do my reaction or review. So here we are. I'm at work, and let's get it on, shall we? So if you have not already watched this film, it is on Netflix, so you have an opportunity to watch it. It did go to theaters, like very briefly, and probably like only in select theaters anyway. But with that being said, you now have the option of watching it if you choose to, and then if you don't, hey, that is totally up to you. No one is forcing you to do anything, okay? Anyway, so if you are a Guillermo fan, you will most definitely enjoy this film. If you're not, hey, you're not a fan of everybody, so that's okay. You may not like me, and hey, that's totally fine. I am not for everybody. But with that being said, let's dive into this film, shall we? Let's get it on. So, we have the talents of Oscar Isaac playing, um, obviously, the adult version of Victor Frankenstein, right? And then we have Jacob Elordi playing the monster. Um, and we have uh, shit, my mind's going blank now. I wish now's the time where I wish I had my tablet in front of me and like, oh yeah, that's who it was. I can see her face, but forgive me. I'll be like scrambling. Her name will come to me, and I'm like, yeah, that's her name. Anyway, so it is a very long movie, and it's kind of like at a slow pace, kind of throughout the film. Some parts of the movie slower than we needed to be. It could have been sped up. But with that being said, I thought what Guillermo did in his adaptation of this film, I thought it was actually pretty brilliant. We're going back in the early days of like, sailing in ships and having certain dialects and whatnot. There were definitely certain scenes where it made it look like it was practical, but it wasn't. It was actually CGI, and with all of that, like, so many shots were like it made it look dark and creepy and like really lifelike. So I applaud him for his efforts and applaud him for making it look like it was, like it was set in that, early time. But I do kind of wish the pacing was a little faster, But aside from that, I thought it was actually a pretty good movie, and Oscar Isaac, great performance. Jacob Elordi. I always forget how tall he is. I really do. And him portraying the monster. And this was actually, I think we're all kind of used to that typical version of the monster, right? And him like having that little square-shaped head and not being your typical. I don't know. I guess body that you had to piece together, right? So this was a very, again, different take and a unique take on it. So it's I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. Like, do I like it? Do I not? It was just I guess okay, But aside from that, Jacob, he did a great job. Almost basically like he doesn't know. Starting out, he doesn't know how to speak, and Victor's trying to teach him how to say words. So far, it's like the only word he knows how to say is Victor. And then when Elizabeth comes in, that's her name, Mia Goth. I knew it was going to come in. Mia Goth plays Elizabeth, and she has a soft part for the monster, and he eventually says, like he's excuse me, I don't want to say that, I might get canceled. So he speaks or says her name very slow, like it's very hard to get Elizabeth out, right? But he eventually has hatred for Victor, because like the way he treats him, he has them all locked up and everything, and he eventually blows up the huge ass castle, and it makes it seem like, oh, the monster died and everything like that. Well, that would have been too easy to get away with, because he does not die. He gets away, and he seeks out shelter. He finds shelter. The family that lives in this cabin is thinking like, oh my god, like there's some type of miracle that's helping us out, like with the crops and the fence and everything else, and but it's actually him who's doing all that, and there's a blind man who's living there, and he realizes that someone is there because, when one sense is gone, other senses are heightened. And so he eventually does come out and kind of talks to the old man, and realizes that he is no harm to him. And but then, he would do come back and try to kill him. And and so when it opens up, I'm kind of like all over the place, but when it opens up, the monster is after Victor. But we're like trying to figure out, like, why is the monster after Victor? But if you've ever read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which even that can be hard to get through. I think we as humans, when we're looking at someone who doesn't look like everyone else, we are just kind of caught off guard. We're like, we don't know how to act or react, or do we shun them? Do we throw rocks at them? Like, what do we do? But that's the thing. Like, we're supposed to treat everybody with kindness and loveness and everything like that. You're not supposed to judge how everyone else looks, right? So, with that being said, people are trying to kill the monster, and yeah, doesn't really get away with that. And he's telling his story, Victor's telling his story, and overall, it again, it was actually a pretty decent movie. I don't know that I would sit through that film again, but for his adaptation of Frankenstein, I thought it was pretty good. Again, long, so if you have the time to devote to such film, go for it. But make sure you're awake, because if not, you're gonna be waking up and like, wait, what did I miss? So yeah, try to stay awake watching the movie if you have not already watched the movie. And then what do I rank it? I don't know, out of 10. I give it a 7. I give it a 7. 7 out of 10. Like I said, the acting was great. Everybody from the kids who were playing like the young Victor to his brother. I'm forgetting a lot of names because I'm not great with names. Okay. But again, so it was a pretty decent movie. If you haven't not already watched the movie, check it out and then give your thoughts. So if you have already done that, let me know what you think about it. Comment down below, and then let me know what else we'd like to hear about. I'm drinking I don't typically drink coffee, but they were out of my drink. So I had a cold brew, okay? So now I'm just kind of like, but yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think and what else you'd like to see from me, hear from me, and all that jazz. And yeah, see you on the next video. All right. Peace out, guys.